Hello Adventurers Archive here, and welcome back to another episode of Baldur's Gate 3, the class guides. In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the Wizarding class. We'll be going over all the things that makes the Wizarding class such a strong and versatile character, by taking a closer look at all the class's features, proficiencies, and subclasses that you have available to you in early access. We will also take a look at what race is best suited for the wizard to help you with that much needed added boost at the start of the game. Like always, we'll take a look at levels 1 through 5, which is max level in early access. So whether you're a seasoned veteran to the game or a newcomer to the world of Baldur's Gate 3, this beginner guide will help you master the wizard class. So, without further ado, grab your spell books and let's dive into what makes the Wizarding class arguably the most strongest spellcaster. The Wizard is a spellcasting class that specialises in the use of arcane magic. They are masters of spellcasting with access to a wide variety of spells that can be used for offensive, defensive or utility purposes. Wizards heavily rely on their spells and tactical positioning to survive and thrive in battles. Wizards have access to 8 schools of magic, each with its own unique spells and abilities. When creating a wizard, players choose an arcane tradition that determines which school of magic they'll specialise in. The available arcane traditions are Abjuration, Conjuration, Divination, Enchantment, Evocation, Illusions, Necromancer, and Transmutation. But in early access we only have 2 available to us, these being Abjuration and Evocation. In combat, wizards are best suited to ranged spellcasting, as their physical weaknesses make them vulnerable in close combat. They can deal massive amounts of damage with spells, and their versatility allows them to adjust their tactics to meet any situation. Overall, the Wizarding class is an excellent choice for players who enjoy strategic spellcasting and tactical combat. With their vast array of spells and unique abilities, wizards can adapt to any situation and overcome even the toughest of challenges. Now let's start off by taking a look at the Wizarding class in a little bit more detail, by going through its hit points and proficiencies. As a wizard, you'll start the game with 6 HP, plus whatever your constitution modifier is. After that, each level you gain, you'll gain 4 HP plus your constitution modifier, giving the wizard the lowest HP pool out of all of the classes. But don't you worry, whatever they lack in hit points, they gain in power, making them the perfect glass cannon. As for proficiencies, a wizard is proficient in daggers, darts, slings, light crossbows, and quarterstaffs. For saving throws, they are proficient in intelligence and wisdom saving throws. The wizard is a class known as a full caster, meaning you want to be prioritising its primary casting ability, which is intelligence. Now, intelligence will affect a variety of things for the wizard, things like its arcana, history, investigation, nature, and religion checks, making them very good when it comes to picking up on subtle little clues. Now let's take a look at what race is best suited for the wizard in Baldur's Gate 3. Like I always say in all my videos, the race of a character has a significant impact on the abilities and playstyles, but do keep in mind you can make any race work. The best race by far is the gnome, as they're the only race that start with a +2 in intelligence. And if you also go for the deep gnome subrace, you'll get a +1 in dexterity, alongside with some interesting class features, like superior dark vision and stone camouflage. Now, superior dark vision will allow you to see up to 24 meters within the dark, whereas stone camouflage will give you advantage on stealth checks. When it comes to placing your ability points, you want to be putting as many points as possible into intelligence. At the start of the game, the max you can put in will be 17, which give you a +3 to your modifier. You then want to think about putting the rest of your points into dexterity and constitution to help with maintaining spells, as well as boosting your HP and armor class. Unlike the bard or the sorcerer, the wizard class do not have access to the spells at all times. Instead, they have to prepare the spells at each long rest. At level 1, they'll be able to learn up to 6 spells, but are only allowed to prepare up to 4 of them, meaning you'll have to think about the mission ahead of you to ensure that you have picked the right spells for the right job. As for spells to choose from, well, we won't be covering all of them in this video, as the video would just be too long, but I'll put a list of them up on screen, so feel free to pause and then check them out. A few good ones to consider though are Thunder Wave, if you need to get up close and personal, Mage Armor to help you have a little bit more survivability, Magic Missile, so you never miss the mark, and Witch Bolt, so that you can stay connected with your enemies. But let's be fair, what's a wizard without a familiar? So forget everything I've just said, and make sure you pick up Find Familiar. We all need a friend after all. Level 1, you'll also gain access to free cantrips, Some good choices are Firebolt, Ray of Frost, and Friends. That's that word again. Friends. And finally, at level 1, you'll also get the class feature Arcane Recovery. This allows you to once per long rest whilst out of combat to replenish one of your expended spell slots. Although this is a pretty good class feature, I feel it's a little underwhelming in Baldur's Gate 3 due to your ability to take a long rest pretty much whenever you want. But hopefully in the full game this won't be the case, and it won't be a problem anymore. At level 2 you get an additional spell slot as well as being able to prepare one additional spell. But more importantly, level 2 allows you to pick your School of Magic, and no, Hogwarts is not on the list. Schools of Magic are your wizard subclass, and like I mentioned earlier, the two choices we have available to us are the Schools of Abjuration and Evocation. Let's look at these in a little bit more detail, starting off with the School of Evocation. Now, evocation spells focus on turning elemental energies into powerful attacks and enchantments. Anyone who chooses to specialise in this school are known as evokers. Some of the initial features with this school are Evocation Savant and Sculpt spells. Evocation Savant will allow you to halve the cost of copying any evocation spells from scrolls to your spellbook, allowing you to use this spell or prepare this spell anytime you want. Whereas Sculpt spell will allow you to create a pocket of safety within evocation spells. Any allied creatures automatically succeed their saving throws and take no damage from them spells. Pretty cool, right? So you send that fireball out but your team's there, it won't affect any of them. Moving on to the School of Abjuration. This school focuses on things like summoning wards, banishing enemies and nullifying magic, making them very suitable for those who want to defend themselves and others. This subclass will give you features like the Arcane Ward. Arcane Ward allows you to once per long rest to cast an Abjuration spell at first level or higher. You then use a strand of that spell's magic to create a magical ward that lasts until your next long rest. The ward has a maximum of 3 hit points and absorbs all damage done to you. When it's reduced to 0, you take the remaining damage, but the magic remains, meaning whenever you use another Abjuration spell of first level or higher, the ward regains a number of its hit points equal to twice the level of spell you've just cast. At level 3 you'll get a nice little power boost unlocking level 2 spells. Some of these spells you might want to consider from the list are Scorching Ray for a little bit more DPS, or Mirror Image, as it gives you a little extra defensive ability. But do keep in mind you can only pick 2 from the spells. Level 3 you're also able to pair up to 6 spells now, giving you that little bit more choice each day. At level 4 you will also be able to choose 2 more spells from the previous list, and prepare up to 7 spells each day. You'll also get to pick an additional cantrip. Like with all classes at level 4, you can get the option of either picking an ability score improvement, or you can opt to go for a feat. Feats are specialised talents or areas of expertise that can grant a character unique and powerful abilities. For me personally, taking the ability score improvement is the way to go. Sticking a +2 into intelligence to bring it up to 19, making your spellcasting better, is always a good choice. But do feel free to go and try out some of the feats, as they can make your character a little bit more interesting. Moving on to level 5, which is max level in early access for Baldur's Gate 3. Now level 5 is a massive power spike for all classes, and the wizard is no exception to this, as you will unlock level 3 spells. Some of the spells include Counterspell, Animated Dead, Fear, Fly, Fireball, Haste, Hypnotic Patterns, Protection from Energy, Fleet Storm, and Vampire Touch. And there's a few others that you can put in there. The first spell that is a must pick is good old reliable Fireball. What's a wizard without being able to bring the pain when your party needs them the most? Vampiric Touch is also a good second choice, as it will allow you to stay healthy in them long drawn out fights. But do feel free to try out other spells, as all of them have their own unique abilities and ways of changing the swing of battle. And there we have it. Thank you for taking the time to watch my beginner's guide to the wizarding class in Baldur's Gate 3. Hope this guide has given you a deeper understanding of the class's unique features, proficiencies and subclasses, and well, some good ideas for builds of your own. If you're still in the need of some more BG3 content, then do feel free to stick around the channel and check out some of my other class guides. And don't forget to hit that like button, and please do consider subscribing, as it really does help a small channel like mine to grow. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, happy adventuring. Bye!